Hi 7th grade, it's Mr. Malcolm here. Today's video is a little bit shorter. Hooray! For some people, I imagine. Be about 10 minutes long. So let's go ahead and get started. Today's video, boys and girls, we're going to continue with the theory of evolution. Remember, it is the theory. It'll never be proven. As long as I'm alive, anyway, probably as long as you're alive. Some people will ask that question as to why. Well, you know, I guess you could just look simple or look at it simply and think, when this stuff happened, and to the dinosaurs perhaps, or when that big old megalodon bit the dust, you know, years and years ago, millions of years ago, was there anybody around to see it? That is a bit of evidence that you need to think about. Was there anybody around? No, there wasn't people around with their phones taking pictures of meteorites and weather changes and all these things and predation, you know, predators, and there weren't. Okay? That is one big chunk of evidence that disproves the theory of evolution. And remember, there is also evidence that supports it, hence the name theory. Let's go ahead and get started. It is believed that there are 4 main reasons for evolution. 4 of them, boys and girls. 4. They are as follows. Number 1, mass extinction. Mass extinction. When we say mass extinction, we're talking about massive, huge amounts of civilizations of certain living things, now plant or animal, that are dying off. Okay? Massive. We're not talking about a group of ladybugs living on a tree that 20, 30, 40, or 100 of them die because someone puts insecticide on them. All right? We're talking about a civilization of woolly mammoths. Okay? We're talking about certain types of pine trees that used to exist. We're talking about megalodon. We're talking about hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of species of dinosaurs. Mass extinction, okay? And when these animals become extinct, the animals or other species of animals that do live sometimes change physically to meet the environment, okay? Another reason is called weather change. I know you can't turn the TV on without hearing about global warming. Well, there's evidence, boys and girls, that global warming has been happening for a long time. Cooling, warming, warming, cooling, constant throughout geologic time. We've heard of ice ages, okay? There was not just one ice age, there were others too. But when the earth warms, animals may not survive. Plants, certain kinds of plants may not survive. I know this, when it gets very hot in the summertime, my grass tends to not die, but go dormant. If it got much hotter, would that grass die? You know, things like that happen. We're talking about when it's very cold, okay? When it's very cold, living things sometimes don't make it. Large amounts of populations, you know, of living things don't make it. Mass extinction, number 1. Weather change, number 2. And the third is predation. Ladies and gentlemen, there are some animals that have walked the face of the earth. Scientists believe that were destroyed by other predators, okay? Perhaps they were eaten. Perhaps there might have been some territoriality, all right? Some territory issues where they just killed them off, all right? There's even a bit of evidence about an early group of humans known as the Neanderthals that were a human species at one time. Again, a theory here, boys and girls. Were actually went extinct because of competition between another species. okay? A much smarter, more modern species, all right? And last but not least, food availability. If a species of creature seeks food on the beach or near bodies of water, and suddenly that food source is gone, for them to live, they got to find food. Where do they do it? Do they relocate? Do they go into the water? Boy, I don't know. Pretty heavy evidence here, really. Okay? We're going to start today discussing number 1, mass extinction. One example, and I think maybe it's the best example, is the extinction of the dinosaur. Ladies and gentlemen, the dinosaurs, if they did walk the face of the earth, were a dominant group of living things. They ruled for a long, long time, when one day, about 65 million years ago, a large asteroid that came out of nowhere, it happened a long time ago, crashed into the earth. Now, it is said that this thing, boys and girls, was running thousands of miles per hour. You'll see more information in the study guide that I'm giving you in your Google Classroom lesson. This thing was anywhere from 6 to 10 miles across, 7 miles from here to El Paso, and it smacked into the earth, all right? And we think we know where. We have a lot of evidence that supports the location where this took place. Let me show you. This is called the Yucatan Peninsula. This is the Gulf of Mexico. Here's Louisiana. Here's Florida. Here's Cuba. Right there is a crater that sits underneath the water called the Chicxulub crater. This crater, you guys, was huge. If I remember right, I think it was 110 miles across. That's from here to St. Louis, all right? Actually, I take that back. I shouldn't say that. It would be from here to a suburb of Chicago. I think St. Louis is a little farther than that. At any rate, a crater here, folks. This thing smacked into the earth, and it created such a massive dust cloud and huge amounts of chaotic events on Earth that led to the death of the dinosaurs. All right? Here's another one. A video that I actually bought on Blu-ray is called The Meg. I'll bet you've heard of it, about a huge megalodon creature that is in the ocean living today and has a voracious appetite for swimmers and stuff like that. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you've heard of megalodon. Megalodon, modern great white shark. Great white shark happens to be my favorite animal. They can be 20 feet long, big animal, 3 tons of them, okay? Megalodon was just a little bigger. 60 feet, so 3 times the size, weighing 30,000 pounds. That's a big animal. But some things took place in its environment which caused the extinction, the mass extinction of the species. You'll see it in the study guide, but in a nutshell, they think that the ocean got too warm. Okay? Actually, I take that back, that it actually got too cold, and it liked warm oceans. And they said that the food sources left the area, and it needed so much food to survive, being a big animal, that it had starvation issues. They also say that its offspring were preyed upon by other sharks and whales, killer whales at that, and stuff like that. But you'll have to read the information that I've got for you on that. All right? In your Google Classroom, you're going to get this video. Please watch it. You're going to get a study guide that has information on mass extinction, Death of the Dinosaurs as well as Megalodon. A third thing you're going to receive is a doc that you will type the answers to your homework on. And a fourth thing you're going to receive is a link, okay, called Learner's Dictionary, in which you will define some of the questions, some of the words, actually, that are questions on the homework. Do the homework. Be a high-effort individual, you guys. Get this stuff done. Do it right, all right? I had to turn in, or resubmit, let's say, 2 or 3 assignments yesterday because kids just whizzed through it. Don't be that guy. Don't be that way, all right? Turn that stuff in right the first time. I'm thinking about you guys. It's lonely here. It's weird. It's surreal, but it's going to be over one day, and we'll all be back, okay? Talk to you later.